Greetings, you wonderful warriors of the broken sword. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Nick.
And I'm BJ.
Yeah,
The older
nice.
The older brother. Elder sibling.
Eldest
Sibling.
Eldest Gosling.
Yes.
And we are the Goslings, a digital speakeasy of free thinkers, Christian authors, explorers of the esoterica, and general purveyors of buffoonery. And tonight we have our favorite episode that we get to do once a month.
Yeah.
Illumin-Naughty Afterparty.
Yeah.
Where we get to discuss serious issues of the day.
Oh, very serious issues. For God, what the heck is this?
Finally, we're getting serious over here.
I love it.
So, now we can
How's the
seriously
song
get
go?
into some stuff.
How's the song go?
What's up?
Something, making good grades.
Gotta have shades.
My teacher's so bright. Oh, is it?
My future's so bright,
Yeah.
I gotta have shades.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. BJ, you know what I love about those?
That's amazing.
What's that?
You just
You
gotta
made my day.
be yourself.
Oh, ouch.
Gosh.
Ow.
Okay, we're
That's bad. That's bad.
hold on. Okay, there.
There it is.
Or possibly,
I wore these for Andy. These are for you, Andy.
yeah.
Andy's
cousin
for you.
is
These are
here.
for you, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy Goss, that's our cousin. He's in the chat. Give a shout out to Andy. We love him. He's awesome.
Cousin Andy,
Yeah.
actually the oldest of all of us, really,
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
this generation, right? He was
is
the first
oldest.
grandchild
He's the
born.
oldest one.
Man, cool.
Older than Nathan?
Yep.
Andy, we want to get you in here, man.
Yeah.
You and BJ
He's
together
the
in here
big
with
cousin. He's the big chalupa.
us. The big chalupa.
All right. Let's do the toast.
Do the toast. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, do the
All right.
toast.
All right. I think you lead this
Yeah, I'll
time.
lead. Take up the broken sword of your father.
And strike down the darkness. Cheers. Mm.
All right, Nick, we're gonna hit the ground running here.
Yeah, we're going to hit the ground running and jump right into it. As you guys know, I think on Monday came to my awareness that someone somewhere wrote a thing, and 50 million people have lost their minds over this song. I didn't know about it till actually BJ sent it to me on Monday afternoon on
Once
my
again,
lunch break.
Big brother coming in clutch.
Yeah,
Hey, you know,
yeah.
I just sit around and watch TV all day. I don't really do anything.
Yeah, we can tell. We know.
So I watched it. I listened to the song, and well, I'll let's watch it.
I have not seen it.
You've not seen it yet.
I am.
It's been like
Totally-
it's 6 days in now. This thing went totally viral. We're 6 days in. It's almost not even a topic anymore.
Yeah,
You know,
I know,
which is
right?
unfortunate.
Yeah, the news cycle's about 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days.
3 or 4 days, and then they find something.
That's all you
else.
get.
Well, it didn't take much. It only took about 4 days for that thing to go through the roof.
Yeah,
Really?
through the roof.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was overnight.
So
Yep.
what's the name of the song?
It's called Richmond, north of Richmond.
Oh, nice.
Richmond, north of Richmond.
Okay. And
Yeah.
who's the artist?
His name is Oliver Anthony. I'll get it queued up here.
Okay.
Let me turn our background music off, and let me get her queued up.
And he's kind of a no-name, right? Like this is his big breakthrough thing.
He
It's not
didn't
like-
actually. Yeah, he didn't actually do it for any other reason other than he was outside and he was just doing it, and he plays guitar and sings and stuff like that.
Nice.
But he had no idea it was going to do it. He was just
Yeah,
doing his thing, man.
Yeah, he's a
Nice.
young man from West Virginia. His name is actually Chris.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oliver Anthony, I believe, is his grandfather's name, so he calls it Oliver Anthony Music
That's awesome.
after his grandfather.
I like that.
And
Works in a factory his whole life.
yeah, he's from what? Appalachia.
Virginia.
Yeah, totally. All right,
Appalachia, Scotch-Irish energy, you know?
Yeah.
it's for real. Look at his beard, man.
Yeah,
Look
right.
at his beard.
Dude, that's
Seriously.
what my beard looks like when I worked on the boats in Destin, because I was out in the sun all day.
So you got some color
on
in
the
it.
pirate ship,
Yeah.
and I noticed like after about 3 months of that, I started to see the auburn coming out of my beard.
This guy looks like
And
he's
then
been
the
outside all his life.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the ex-stripper I was living with turned all of that gray.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
gosh.
Dear Lord, John.
Nightmare. Well, we worked together. It was a platonic.
Sure it was.
Yeah.
Sure
No,
it was, John.
no. Believe me, that's all it was. That's how miserable it. There was no consolation prize to this experience. 'Cause she was in her hippie phase and she was awful. So,
Oh man.
yeah.
I love that deer stand back there.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good.
I'll play it if you guys want me to stop it. Just say stop. Are you ready? I can't
ready.
wait
Let's
to get
do
your.
it.
I can't wait to get your reaction to this.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, and check out the listen to the lyrics too. I mean, it's anyway. Here we go.
Well, I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men know for Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men know the rich men. I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere.
Whoa, hello.
We got folks in the street,
He did.
ain't got nothing to eat, and the
Oh,
whole
man.
beast milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down.
That's right.
Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. All it is, living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men know for Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men know the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours
Yeah.
for bullshit pay.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you something. Living in the new world with an old soul.
Yeah, well, that's
you.
the truth.
Yeah, I feel that.
That was powerful.
Yeah.
That was powerful.
And you know what? He went to the island somewhere. He went to the island somewhere. Oh
Yeah.
my good.
Yeah, he talked about the
Miners on
island. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's great, man. I love it.
and it was
That's-
just a simple him and his guitar out in the out in his field.
and I'm sure, like, I mean, the cynic in me probably says, like, there probably is, that is probably calculated, orchestrated. There's probably a lot of money behind that somewhere. It may be fabricated, but even if it is, it doesn't matter. It cuts right to the heart and speaks to middle class, patriotic, white culture the way it should. It is awesome.
I was just gonna say, there are people on the left that are like, finally, someone's been saying what we've been
man.
feeling.
There's been reactions from all different races,
Mm.
that are about that. And he turned down a big deal, right?
Yeah, someone mentioned that in the comments.
Yeah,
Like,
$8 million.
Yeah, $8
Yeah.
million contract.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, he said he goes, I don't want 6 trailers and a bus and a private jet and be touring everywhere.
Yeah, because then they'll turn him into Luke Bryan.
Ooh, yeah. He doesn't want to sell it. He doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be a sellout. And what's
Maybe he wants his.
this song, in a matter, just the reaction to this song it's number one in iTunes in 6 days. And because it got popular so quickly, in the top 10 on the iTunes charts. You can't go by Billboard. That's
It's rigged.
That's totally rigged. It's like the New York Times best-selling author. You can buy that.
Yeah.
That's what the publishing companies do, I'm guessing, with Billboard. But in with iTunes, of the top 10, he has 5 in the top 10 because of this one song. He has number 1, number 2, number 5, number 8, and number 10.
The same song?
No,
All different songs.
all different
Oh,
songs.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
people started checking
So
out.
not like different categories, but
Yeah, no, not different
Wow.
categories.
so his whole repertoire is kind of blowing up.
Exactly.
Oh,
Not
blew
just
up.
that. He's
Yeah.
not just a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard that he was like rushing to make new songs quick.
I bet he
He
was.
wasn't ready. He just
Yeah.
had this song, and all of a sudden, bam! You got to write all these songs.
Well, when you go to a farmer's market and you play the song for the thousands of people that are now going to show up,
Yeah,
you can't just do the one song and be like, well, good night.
Good night, folks. Yep.
yeah. I saw actually yesterday. I was watching.
Gotta get back to my shine and my stand.
He was good. Yeah,
Exactly.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
he was going to do it at this little festival, and like thousands of people showed up.
Really?
Yeah.
And before it started, I don't know if you heard this, but before he sang the song, he read scripture. He
Really?
read a bunch of scripture.
Yeah.
That's
before
Yep.
he read the song.
Good for
Yep.
him. Are they talking about maybe because when people were sending me this video, but I didn't watch it like for the past week.
Yeah.
But it was usually dovetailed in with Jason Aldean's video.
Oh, yeah.
So, like-
try that in a small town.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is also
Yeah.
real nice, Clark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh
that's,
yeah.
But
It-
Jason
yeah.
Aldean's video,
And he's a big name.
he's a big name, and he knew that when he wrote that song, it was going to go viral. He knew he had something that was going to get
Yeah,
super
sure.
big, super quick. I don't think
He
this guy
prepared for it.
didn't know.
Yeah.
No,
You know.
I don't think he knew.
No,
Yeah.
you don't think so?
No, no way.
From a songwriting perspective,
Yeah.
Beej, you're a songwriter, 2-time Grammy award-winning audio engineer.
Well, I hate to brag, but yeah, you're right. I am. I was nominated 3 times. Actually.
Wow,
Nice.
wow,
And not to mention 2 Telly Awards, 6 Does. We're not.
Okay.
wow! 2
Triple
tellies and
double.
6 doors.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
Boy, we might need a bigger room.
I was Buckaroo of the Year in 1985.
That's amazing.
Royal Rangers, yeah.
That is
Yeah.
amazing and totally lame at the
Yeah.
same time. Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing how you
This
did
is
that.
so good. Yeah. So tell me, for your opinion of how this how does the song hold up, from a songwriter's perspective?
Well, from a songwriter's perspective, it's a good song, right? It's hard to make it to number 1 with having a completely crappy song. It's got a good song structure, and I think what makes this song so emotional is from a songwriter's perspective. When a songwriter is hearing it, they hear how he's laying on that one note almost the entire song.
Mm.
Really?
And what that does is it creates in your mind this sense of anguish, crying out loud. You don't have, this isn't about melody. This isn't about up and down. This is about saying one thing,
Yeah.
In one note over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of what that is.
That's those are the emotions that were evoked when I heard it the first time,
Mhm.
and the second, third, and fourth, and fifth time.
Well, think about it when you're laughing or when you're crying. You're not thinking about, am I laughing up? Am I laughing down? Am I crying up? You got one level for that emotion, and that's the level.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is there a certain chord or note or range tonally that gets associated with certain emotions, like middle C? Is middle C like
Well, and
neutral, or
that
you know what I
song
mean?
he's only using 3 chords, sometimes 4 chords, and the same ones over and over and over again. It never stops.
Yeah.
And the high note never stops. I mean, at that one note he's singing, it never stops.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing, and he slows it a little bit down in the pre-chorus, but I mean, it's the same. It's the same. It's basically saying, hey, listen, this isn't about the music. It's
Yeah.
about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he nails it.
So why do you think this song got so popular so quick? What is What is the secret sauce that really made this go viral?
I think the secret sauce on this song is it crosses both sides. Everybody knows what it's like right now to work hard for little pay, to be taxed, and, you know, grocery store, to, you know, plus he talks about the suicide epidemic right now, which is big with young men.
Yeah.
That's a big one. And he talks about the frustrations of, you know, working hard and then your money going to people who probably don't need it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's a sentiment that goes, you know, pretty much everywhere for everybody.
Yeah. Who could have used my 18 to 20% tax bracket revenue more last year? The U.S. government, you know, or me? And what are they going to do with that? I mean, that the amount of money I probably paid in taxes maybe pays for like a month worth or a week's worth of staples, you know. But for me to have that 18 to 20% back, you know,
no, that's all paying interest on the debt, on the national debt. It's all going.
Plus it's going to the petrol that it costs them to fly to the island.
That's right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to go there, but I did.
Gotta pay for that jet fuel.
It's all coming back to you. It's all coming back to us anyway, because your money goes to Ukraine and they spend it on, you know, military equipment made by American companies. So
Abrams.
And I think one other thing, and when he sings that song from a musical standpoint, you know, it sounds like, of course, it's his voice, right? Yeah, he's just wailing. Right? He's in anguish over all of this,
especially,
and a lot of people feel that.
The steel guitar, sort of. I guess the acoustic. Is that a steel guitar technically? It's just an acoustic guitar, but it's got the steel apparatus on it.
Is that right?
And that does lend itself to like more of that lamentation, that, you know, hillbilly lament.
That's right.
Well, that's why Willie Nelson was so big. I mean, he's got that wailing voice, you know,
and that just resonates.
I think so. Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know how many people know this. He's not a right winger, that they're trying to put him in the right wing camp.
They're trying to make him a right winger.
You know, they asked him and he was like, well, you know, I don't think we've had a great president in my generation. And, you know, he's not, but he kind of is. I think to me, he is. But if you're on the left, you'd be like, well, kind of relates to me. So that's what makes it so good.
Well, he's from West Virginia. And that's where that one, I can't think of his name.
John Denver?
No, the senator from West Virginia that never votes with the Democrats.
Oh, really?
Manchin.
Yes. Yeah. Manchin. You know, also someone who is, you know, at least politically aligned one way, but it still has, you know, autonomy in their decision making.
Right. Apparently. And I think it's a lot of it too is just the idea of anti-government.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people, if you're on the right, you don't want, you know, not necessarily for government power, but on the left, you don't want your money. You want, you know, even if you support the government, you don't want that government money going to places it shouldn't go either, because you pay taxes, and you see the homeless people in California lining the streets. You don't want that either. So I think both sides have something to say, but I don't know. I've never been on the left.
It really seems to, you know, we have our different issues, like the Overton window has shifted so far that if you are a traditional or classical liberal, if you are an old school Democrat, old school from the Clinton era, or even like Obama's first term, you know, or let alone a centrist or a moderate or a conservative, you are automatically, if you're moderate or further over to the left, you are put in this, you're considered a conservative in a right-wing, you know, right-wing camp. If you're like traditionally conservative, you've been shoved into alt-right territory. Like that's how bad the Overton window has shifted. With the narrative, you know, and it's a narrative that they promote on the media. You know, because the media is controlled by the government. So like the government wants this coalition, this rainbow coalition of, you know, underprivileged, disenfranchised people, because they can control you.
Well, now the media is not just controlled by the government, but now they're openly controlled. Now it's obvious to everyone. 3 years ago, maybe a little more, it wasn't quite as obvious, even though we all kind of just suspected that was the case. We knew they were under the thumb of like corporate interest. But now it's just obvious they are the propaganda wing of, you know, our government.
And it really boils down to like, are you, because we can argue over a lot of different issues in good faith. There are some you can't, you know, like the Drag Time Story Hour thing. That's a millstone offense. We don't negotiate that. The abortion thing, we don't negotiate that. When you're dealing with kids, you don't negotiate those
don't come
things.
after the kids.
Yeah.
But a lot of this other stuff is like, okay, we can argue about the border, we can argue about the welfare state, we can argue about the alphabet rights, or we can argue about whatever you want. But a lot of it boils down to, are you a globalist or are you a nationalist?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why RFK is persona non grata. I think that's probably why Trump was persona non grata.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
And
no doubt.
and this guy is kind of speaking to that too. Of
Yeah.
Because if you're a leftist, if you're a liberal, if you're in the camp of like watching mainstream media and being a fan of all this stuff that they're trying to do, because they're trying to replicate the China model and they're funneling it through California. And so
I like that theory. I like that theory.
And I know people who are like on board for the China model,
Of course.
And so those people do exist, and they do want a globo homo agenda, globalized homogenization.
Yep.
And because of that, like, it's ultimately an anti-human. It's a misanthropic agenda.
Well, yeah, and the internet has that effect. I mean,
Yeah.
it homogenizes everyone. It's essentially created a global language, if you will,
Yeah.
a one world language.
Mhm.
Everyone's connected and can communicate with each other, and they're all starting to share similar values because the medium has become kind of the message.
And the nice thing about this is, now is it manufactured? I mean, is it like, it kind of seems that way, because it's like, okay, he's got his deer stand in the back, and like I think Chris Cap said, like, there's this subtle suggestion that there might be some tools in that, in that deer stand in the back.
Oh, tools,
some
yeah.
freedom tools.
Freedom tools
A freedom spade.
out there planting freedom seeds.
Yep, just planting them freedom seeds, 2,200 feet per second, at a time. And but and he's got his dogs, and it's him with, so like it seems like very cultivated. It may be totally authentic, but it also doesn't matter. It speaks to the heart of what a lot of people really care about. I mean, truly, if you think about, like, you can't think about taxation too much without wanting to dress up like an Indian and throw tea in the harbor.
Yeah.
Well, that's the truth.
And I don't think
That's the truth.
And like, I was talking to my ranger friend about it, because I know we've talked about like protests before, and I think my ranger buddy's right. Like, protesting is not an American concept. It's really a Marxist idea to go protest, because protesting doesn't really accomplish anything. All it does is put a target on your back, and the people that you're protesting against, they don't care. They don't care what you do.
Mhm.
They're going to do whatever they want anyways, because they operate with absolute impunity.
They care if you make it to their office and put your feet on their desk.
Right. If you put your feet
Then
on
they
their
care.
desk, then you go then you go to Guantanamo Bay.
You go to the
But-
clink for 2.5 years.
Yeah, and some of those pictures have actually come out recently of what it looks like in solitary for those guys, and it's pretty bad. But the thing is, and Nick and I were talking about this, I think, a couple weeks ago. What actually might make a difference, aside from voting with your dollars and getting other large donors and benefactors to vote with their dollars, to say like, hey, if you want this annex at your university, or you want this annex at the Capitol, like, I got a guy who will do it for you, but you got to get rid of this gender studies professor. You got to get rid of, this evolutionary biologist, or you got to get rid of this person on your political team who is, weaponize yourself. They do it to us all the time.
Dude, they've been doing it for years.
We are losing a war. It's just like they say in Nefarious. We're losing a war because we don't know we're fighting.
That's why we're losing.
That's
Because
why
we didn't
we're
know
losing.
it's a fight.
So, like, protesting probably doesn't really affect anything. I bet you, though, calling or writing an email or writing a handwritten letter does, because they have metrics for those.
Yeah.
Like
You were talking
phone
about
call.
this the other day. Yeah, this is good.
I can't remember the actual numbers, but it used to be back in the day that, like, if you called somebody, like a senator, and left a voicemail, their team equated that to, like, say 5,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he took the time to call me. Well, there's probably 5,000 constituents in his district who probably feel the same way. If somebody writes you an email, then that may be like 7,000 people. If you like take the time to write a handwritten letter, though, and mail it, you're so jazzed up, and that takes so much effort to do, that they think, wow, that guy's either a Uncle Ted living in the woods. We might need to scan it for anthrax,
Right.
Or like, this guy may represent like 20 to 50,000.
What about a typewritten letter?
I think we should do that.
Yeah, we got typewriters.
Put our thumbprints on it, maybe.
Oh, I'm not giving him my biometric data.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's global.
If they want my fingerprints, they'll probably have it. If they want it, they could just.
Oh, they probably got it.
It's a
right
letter, yeah. Well, they already, yeah, for sure they do.
Yeah. So, but I like this because that video kind of talks about the futility of the game that you are presented.
Yeah.
That your vote matters.
Yeah.
That if you just work hard, well, I mean, yeah, kind of. But when you think about taxation, like that motorcycle that I got, right?
Yeah.
Dude, the money that I used to
It's a thing of beauty, man. It really is.
It is.
Dude, I love it.
is.
It's so much fun. It is such therapy. Like, it's so awesome.
But it's dangerous, and I'm your big brother, and I get scared for you.
Thank you.
You
I
know,
appreciate
You
that.
can't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
He's not. I'm
I'm not saying you're a bad driver or anything like that.
I mean, I'm
No,
a
no.
little
you
bad.
have, you have a motorcycle.
I'm bad to
Right?
the bone.
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
But bad. But it is almost the same one that Arnold had in Terminator 2, by the way.
It
So,
is.
Ooh, nice
Yeah.
choice then.
I
his
mean,
was
now it's a lever action shotgun. Does that have a certain model name?
it's a Winchester 1887. It's actually a 10 gauge, so it's bigger than a 12 gauge. But you can buy replicas that are in 12 gauge. Chiappa
Wow.
Firearms makes them.
Really?
Century Arms makes them. Yeah, Norinco. They
Interesting.
came out of the Norinco plant in China.
Oh,
And the early ones imported by IAC were really good, and they're fun. They're a lot of fun. Yeah, you got to get the large loop lever if you want to do the flip cock, or else Arnold almost crushed his fingers.
When you do the what?
The flip cock. When he's riding on the motorcycle, and he flips it around.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's my nickname at the rodeo.
I was gonna say, what is going on over here?
Where do we land?
Yeah.
What weird werewood are we in
Oh,
now?
Jonathan, you put the naughty in Illuminati.
We're in the weird wood.
But you know that video when I saw. Go ahead.
I just want to finish my point though. I'm sorry,
No, go ahead.
taxation. If you think about like the money that I used to buy the motorcycle with,
Yeah.
was taxed via my employer, right? And
sure.
they
Right.
take that out of my paycheck.
Right.
And then the money that I use to pay to buy the motorcycle, I have to pay sales tax on. And then I have to pay tax on the registration. And then if I ever want to like sell it to anybody, then I have to I'm supposed to report it and then pay taxes on that too. So it's like you're taxed at every conceivable angle.
Tax to no end. Just
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep.
So like truly, if you just had like a 10% flat tax, or if you just had a sales tax, this country would be in so much better shape. You can't government your way out of a hole.
No.
When I saw that video, one of the things I thought, our cousin Andy's watching.
Yeah.
I didn't relate him to the woods and all that crap, but he's the kind of guy that gets up early and works his butt off.
Oh, he does
all day, every day.
Yeah.
Almost, his whole life. That's his story,
Yeah.
and he's got stuff to show for it. He's
Yeah, he
got,
does.
He's got a nice place and all that kind of stuff, and he likes to have the butt. He's what, 10 years older than me, and the dude has worked hard his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's somebody like that. When I see a song like, it just makes me think, of some other people I know that just worked and worked and worked
Yeah.
and worked their whole life.
And
then
Andy's
feel like they're
super,
getting screwed.
and they are. Yeah. And Andy's like super industrious. Like Andy
Oh,
does
yeah.
not have the ability. I'm lazy. So like when I go down to see Andy, I could hang out by the pool, just hang out all day, maybe go shoot at some point.
Yeah.
But Andy can't do that. He's got to get up. He's got to be working on stuff. He's always moving. He's always doing something. And it's usually something productive, like woodworking. He showed me how to make some cool wood carving things, and so anyways, yeah, he's always doing stuff like that. Why is somebody who is as industrious and disciplined as that, not making 8 figures a year? Should be. Like, there's no reason not to.
I think a lot of it with him is just because his relationships with his family and everything, he's not willing to, pay the ultimate price.
Oh, yeah.
He does good enough,
Yeah.
to give his family a comfortable life, but
Yeah.
he just can't make that ultimate sacrifice.
And good
to
for him.
everything he has in order to be successful. Because because his dad was that way. He's got a brain that's pretty strong up there. He knows how to make
Yeah.
things happen.
Yeah.
But not at the expense of his family.
Yeah, that's the trade-off.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
going all in like that.
Yeah.
You just those relationships just
And I,
don't exist.
I wouldn't know
at
of
some
it.
point.
Whenever he's talking and how he's got to work and drive all these hours and everything. I'm a songwriter. I never had a real job, ever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, oh man, that must suck.
Yeah.
But I have no idea.
Didn't you ride the potato picker though in Idaho when you were little?
That was my first job. I drove a potato truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and I laid linoleum and carpet, but that was
okay.
As soon as I could get out of working hard, I did.
I mean, sure. Yeah.
But yeah.
You notice we're not still doing renovation.
No.
I mean, look, being on the demo.
I was grateful for the job though, because it kept me.
It was
kept
great.
me floating between having one position and moving to another company. There was a gap, and our good friend Jeff.
Shout out to Jeff Anderson.
Yeah, let me come on
Jam
his
Ventures
renovation crew for a while.
You met him through Dad.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Yeah, he was Dad's first protege, I think.
But Nick, you've always worked hard for your family. And you did things.
I appreciate him.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't do.
Yeah.
You did some jobs that a lot of people would not do because you had to do something.
Yeah.
And I really respect you.
I appreciate it.
Oh, midnight ride.
I've scrubbed many a Starbucks toilet, I'll tell you.
Well, you delivered pizzas there for a while.
Yeah. A couple years ago, I needed extra income, and you know what? I delivered pizzas until my kids' book series started making.
You see what I mean? That's the story.
Yeah.
That's the story.
Yeah. So at some
Y'all are
point,
both still goobers. Let's not.
that's true. No.
Let's not get this too off the track.
No, I agree. Speaking of getting too far off track, let's move to the next segment.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But before we do, let's give Mike a shout out.
Yeah, you want to go through our preliminaries?
Yeah. First of all, guys, if you're watching this, if you're still watching this, you saw the reaction video. You got to hear Richmond, north of Richmond, and you still hanging out with us, which we really appreciate. Looks like we got 30 plus people hanging out with us. Thank you, guys. If you haven't subscribed, man, hit the subscribe button. Just crush the bell or whatever they say. Smash the bell. I don't know. I'm 45 years old.
Yeah, click the thing.
Click on the bell picture.
Mm-hmm. Whatever the little thing is.
Why do they say smash?
I don't know.
Because it's a sexual euphemism, and our society is full of degenerate, lost youth who make baby music. You ever notice that in a lot of YouTube videos? It's like this baby voice.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's like baby voice rap music. It's hip hop. I hate.
I'm never smashing it.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I'm not feeling that.
yeah, hit subscribe, the bell, and if you've already done those things, hit the like button. That'd be great. Hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. That tells the algorithm that other people like yourself, because they know exactly who you are and they know everything about you and what you like. So they will match that with other people that check some of those boxes, and they'll show it to them as well. And we can all be one happy echo chamber together. So hit that bell if you like echo chambers, and hit that like button. All right. Enough of that. Yeah, let's. This is the way. Let's talk about Jordani Jovanovic.
Oh yes, yeah, Jordani Jovanovic. Hair and skincare products made by real men for real men, or as I like to say, be as sexy as you are deadly. Give 007 a run for his money. Awaken your inner John Wick with Jordani Jovanovic hair and skincare products. You can see them on display behind me here. And Mike Fisher is the owner and proprietor of Jordani Jovanovic. He is also a dear friend and supporter of the channel. Yep. And really enjoy Mike. He is always looking out for us and taking care of us. And he's great. So go to JordaniJovanovic.com. You can see it down there in the window. And then we should have it in the description below after the video is done and everything. Go to JordaniJovanovic.com. Get yourself some hair and skincare products, or get them for the man in your life.
Yeah.
Buy some stuff for your dad. Honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
If your dad's still alive, our dad's dead. So, if your dad's still alive, take advantage of that.
Chris Cap says, Nick, you catch my Rangers comment. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. He was in the Ranger thing that you were in.
Royal Rangers? No kidding. Wait a minute.
You weren't a Royal Ranger.
Chris Caps, I was in Royal Rangers, Nick. No way, man. Awesome.
Hey, I was a trailblazer.
You were in Trailblazers?
Buckaroo. I was Buckaroo Pioneer Trailblazer. Oh, and our grandfather was the Northwest District Commander.
Yeah, as District Commander. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got through Pioneers, and I dropped out right around Trailblazers when I dropped out. So
You went AWOL.
I went AWOL. That's when we started going to a different church, and I got really caught up in the youth group, involved in the youth group. So I got that. Man, dude, Chris, that's awesome. Fellow Royal Ranger.
Show, baby.
Yeah, Chris.
But
Dude.
Golden rule, baby.
I was a Buccaneer and Buccaneer, Buckaroo. They don't have pirate themed youth programs. Unfortunately, that'd be really cool. Now that I'm thinking about it, that'd be awesome. Pirates for Jesus.
Nice.
How great thou art. Isn't that good? Yeah. But that's really cool, Chris. So Royal Rangers. All right. Very good. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I'm not alone. Hey, Gabe Bella Music is in the chat. Gabe says, I was also a Royal Ranger. Got
nice.
all the badges.
Sweet.
Dude, yes.
That is
Yes,
awesome.
still have the
Did
knife
you guys
iron.
have,
Cool.
Hey, did you guys have the what is Pinewood Derby races? Wasn't that what we did?
Yeah, we did Pinewood Derby.
Pinewood Derby.
Yeah,
races?
man.
I don't know if that's a Royal Ranger thing.
That was a Royal Ranger thing, yeah. I don't know if you guys do any Pinewood Derbies. Bill,
Or have you seen the South Park episode Pinewood Derby?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Baby Fark McGeezak? The one where the alien shows up with the space cash? Yeah, see? I got all this space cash, see? Dude, it's one of the classic
It's
greatest
wild.
episodes
That's a wild one.
of South Park, yeah.
Any other obligatories? We did subscribe. We definitely encourage you guys to check out Giordani Jovanovic. Mike's been a great supporter and patron of the show
Yeah.
and sponsor of the show. And you guys need to check out his products. You want to do the quiz?
Yeah, I want to do the quiz. I've been itching to do this for days
All
now.
right.
Yeah.
So let me get our music turned down
Oh,
here.
first of all, before I do, I want to give this to BJ.
Okay. Here, I want my hand it to him.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
BJ, since I
What
refuse,
is this?
since
What
I
is this?
refuse
Oh
to
my
retire this because it's so
Oh
adorable.
gosh. Show
I-
it to Andy.
Andy, check this out.
This is
Check out
me.
this adorable little cardboard cutout of BJ that I found. This is in my parents' like pictures, boxes of pictures, and it's the cutest little thing. Look at this chubby little thing.
Look.
This-
And
Look at
20 years later.
20
20
years.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
the exact same. Yeah.
Looks
So-
like I got something here.
What
Yeah.
you got over there?
Look at this. Oh, John.
I wanted you to have
Thank you. This is-
something that you could use against me.
This.
You know.
Look, I gotta hold it on the other side so you can see the
You want me
feet
to-
crossing.
Close there.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
Look at it. Look at that.
John.
Look at that bow tie.
Oh my gosh.
Bow ties. how
tuxedo.
cool.
Oh, man. He knew
Nice.
at an early age what he was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just angling for those Doctor Who chicks. You know.
John.
That's great.
So anytime I pull out
See,
out
that's a
mine,
brotherly
you
love
can-
for you right there.
I wanted you to have something that you could hit me back with.
I
You know.
got it now.
You keep it in your wallet. Bust it out every
Absolutely.
time. So.
All right. I think it's quiz time.
Quiz time, baby. We do these every Illuminati after party. Nick and I usually trade off. Last time, Nick had a quiz for me. This time, I have a quiz for him with a couple of surprise questions in here.
All
This is
right.
going to be a lot of fun. So, all right.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Contestants, stand by your buzzers.
Let's do it.
All right. Question number 1. Nick, what
Yeah.
is the difference between a schooner and a sloop?
Well, schooner has 2 masts.
Correct?
Yep. And sloop just has 1 mast.
Yep, that is correct.
That's
Yes.
right.
That's right. Schooner
you,
has
thank you,
2
thank
masts. It has more sails. A schooner is also Bermuda rigged, whereas a sloop is gaff rigged.
Right.
Oh.
Yes. All right.
It's reversed. Schooners are gaff rigged.
Okay.
Hold
Yeah.
up. So
Well, we're taking away a point. to
Mar-
us.
Marconi. Yeah, it's a Marconi thing. It's a Marconi thing.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Question number 2. What common trait does Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber have with Anakin's lightsaber?
They're both blue, right?
Blue blades.
Blue
That's right.
blades. Yeah,
Yes,
baby.
correct.
Oh, Nick.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah,
All right. Follow-up question.
Okay.
Who is more emo, Anakin or Kylo Ren?
Emo.
Oh, come on.
I'm gonna say. I don't know. I'm gonna say Kylo Ren.
Oh
No, no, no.
No, I'm sorry. That is incorrect. The correct answer is Anakin because, as we all know, Anakin is emo. However, Kylo Ren is goth melancholic because he is confused about his sexuality.
Kylo Ren is Star Wars Snape.
Yeah, he is confused about his sexuality.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right. Fair,
Question
fair.
number 4. Which is superior, Miracle Whip or Duke's Mayo?
Oh, come on, Nick.
I'd say Dukes.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wrong
Oh
again.
no, Miracle Whip's The McDonald's of mayos.
no.
I don't like that at all.
Come on.
No, that is
No
incorrect.
way. No.
No, sorry, I'm in
These
charge.
are
This
so
is my
subjective.
quiz.
This
Yep.
isn't a quiz.
You are incorrect. Well, Duke's is clearly the more patriotic choice as the most superior of mayonnaise.
America.
Miracle Whip is superior to all forms of mayonnaise for its tangy zip. Okay, question number 5. Nick.
Spoiled toe jam. Yeah.
Say it like it's a bad thing. Okay, question number 5. Pre-trib, mid-trib, or post-trib?
What's the question? Which one am I?
Yeah, which one are you, Nick?
There's only one right answer, and it's the one that I say, regardless of what it is. This is not subjective. I'm pre-trib. I'm definitely pre-trib.
Oh, well, we're awarding you a half point for that. We'll go ahead and give you that one.
I'm not saying that's what it's going to be.
The correct answer, for the full point, the correct answer is none of the above because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because nobody knows.
'Cause
Nobody knows. Don't even pretend like you
Uh-huh.
know for certain without a shadow of a doubt. You could be wrong. But I'm going to go with pre-trib just because I'm an
Nice.
optimist today.
Yeah, nice.
I'm having a good day. I'm
Yeah.
being optimistic.
All right, more technical question that actually does have a correct answer.
Okay, good. Thank you.
The fun is making the subjective questions and then playing with that chaotic gray zone. You know, that's
Are you squeezing my gray zone?
I am squeezing it. I am.
Get your hands off the
I'm-
gray zone.
I'm milking the chaos. You know,
All right.
chaos is a ladder. Let's see. What is a bosun's whistle used for?
Well, it's for giving. It's for sounding certain orders on a ship.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, passing commands to the crew.
Yeah.
Good job, Nick.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
then, yes, we'll give you a horn for that. And then later on, apparently, it was also used as bugle calls for dusk and dawn. Nowadays, it is primarily used for ceremonies.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a bosun's whistle competition anywhere, like
Who
a
can do the best?
international bosun's whistle.
Who can do it the best?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one thing is the only thing they do. Kind of like hog calling.
It's the hog calling of the Navy.
Yeah.
All right. This has a technically correct answer.
Okay.
Question number 7. What famous Hindu text is the inspiration behind Stephen Pressfield's renowned book, The Legend of Bagger Vance?
The Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, that is close enough.
Did I say Bhagavad Gita?
The Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, I
We'll
I
give
can
it-
never say it.
We'll give it to you.
The
It's close enough.
Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Showing- Namana.
Seriously, you're smart.
No, I appreciate
gonna-
that.
That's unbelievable.
I think so.
Now
Yeah,
you
it's I believe it. I believe it now.
Not going to work here anymore. All
I'm
right.
not
Question
gonna-
number 8. BJ, this is for you.
All right.
What iconic 1988 Steven Seagal film was
Hmm.
written by Stephen Pressfield? Iconic 1988.
I'm the one you're asking about Steven Seagal. How embarrassing. But Stephen Pressfield's not embarrassing. So it was either Above the Law, Hard to Kill, or Marked for Death. I'm going with Hard to Kill.
I'll give you one more shot.
It couldn't be Marked for Death because that thing's was not a lot of script there. So I'm going to say Above the Law.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Above
It
the
so
law.
happens to be
Yes.
the best one. So
Above
Really?
the law, yeah, very well done.
Nice.
without a doubt, it's the best one. That's
Cool.
what got everybody hooked on old Steven
Steve, yeah.
until he got fat and
Mm-hmm.
you know.
We're talking about Steven Seagal here, by the way. Uncle. We're not talking about Uncle Steve. We're not talking about Uncle Steve.
Steven Seagal is dude. The Will Sasso impressions of Steven Seagal are just genius.
Are they great?
Yeah, because Will Sasso is like a heavy actor. He's a heavy set, a comedic actor. So like all of his stuff, he's got like the little ponytail and it's all dyed, and he's got like the little crown, the V,
Yeah.
hairline,
Yeah.
and like he does all these. He's like always got this squint, and he just does all these fat man, just Aikido moves with his hands, and dude, it's so comical. And now Steven Seagal's movies are like they lampoon themselves, I guess. Like
yeah.
you can't even be ironic with them anymore because
Yeah.
now they're as bad as the Will Sasso impressions,
Mm.
but unintentionally,
yeah,
Mm.
he's a
unironically.
joke,
What a
man.
shame.
He used to be my hero.
I know.
Then I found out, he's fat. He lies about everything.
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
He's a total fraud.
Yeah, right. My guru's outside waiting to train me on something. Stupid stuff.
Didn't they like Karate Kid? What was it? Karate Kid 3 with the ponytail dojo guy. Like I think that was supposed to be like a simulacrum for Steven Seagal.
Oh,
That
really?
makes sense. Yeah.
The American guy who
Yeah.
trained
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
overseas, but yeah. So, anyways, okay, kicking it back to Nick.
All right.
Question number 9. Where did that music go?
Hit the game show button. Yeah, there it is.
go.
There we go.
Kicking it back to Nick for question number 9. What are Tennessee's 2 state birds?
Well, one of them's the mockingbird. That's the official state bird of Tennessee.
Right.
The other one I honestly don't know. I'll say great blue heron.
You don't know.
Oh, that's all right. You want to take another swipe at it?
Yeah, I will. It's not the cardinal.
Who is who is Bush 41's vice president?
Oh, the quail? Is it really quail?
Northern bobwhite quail.
Yeah,
Correct.
how about that?
The northern mockingbird was established as a state bird in 1933, and then the northern bobwhite quail was supplementally instituted as Tennessee's second state bird in 1987. Bonus question: What 1987 Sylvester Stallone vehicle was released?
Stallone vehicle?
Stallone film.
Oh, film? Over the top.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
Oh, I know.
If you
Dude,
are a fan,
Over the Top's great movie. Oh, it's a great movie. It's for a B movie. Oh.
That's the whole thing of the movie.
Dude, I'm telling you, you know what though? That move works. That move
Oh,
works.
my goodness.
it works on your 13-year-old.
Well, yeah. Who else is it supposed to work on?
We could try it later.
Oh,
Take my breath away.
Please stop.
Okay.
Actually, you know what though?
what?
That kind of fits this picture.
Yep.
He looks like he's going to take somebody's breath away in about 20 years.
Yep. Would you like to see my cave? I put the lotion back in the basket. Is that big fat girl? No. What do you say? Is that big fat person who went missing? Yeah, Buffalo Bill, man. Nailed
Yes.
out a good
Yes.
Silence of the Lambs Buffalo Bill impression. You're doing all right. Question number 10. Back
right.
to BJ.
All right.
What famous 1980s TV show actor was almost chosen to play Lincoln Hawk in the 1987 Canon Films arm wrestling vehicle Over the Top? I'm going to give you a hint. He was one of the main actors on your favorite TV show. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, I don't know if you knew my favorite TV show in the 80s.
in the air tonight.
Well, that was my favorite
Okay.
TV show. So it's got to be Don Johnson.
That's correct. Yes. Ding, 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 ding.
Nice.
Favorite TV show. I'm
Don
impressed,
Johnson. Dude, I have some amazing memories of being like 5 or 6 years old and you living in the room at the house in Brentwood, in the same room that I eventually moved into. And like, it was always like the cool sort of like dangerous thing to like go into BJ's room while he was watching Miami Vice and try and watch with him. And,
Oh,
and
you're
you had,
playing with
like-
your own life at that point.
Yeah. And you had like underneath the TV, you had the Sword of Shannara series, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you like
Oh,
the
yeah,
Sword of
yeah.
Shannara?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Dude, that was
And I'm going to beat you to this, but
yeah.
I cried in the last episode of Miami Vice.
Did you really?
Yes, and older as a 18, 19-year-old, bawled my eyes out.
Mm,
Isn't that pathetic?
a little bit.
That's okay.
That's all right.
That's all right. Homo. Kicking it back to Nick
All right.
for another nautical question.
Okay.
Nautical Nick. What was the name of Lord Nelson's flagship at the famous Battle of Trafalgar?
Oh my gosh, I should know this. I don't know this. The Britannica? I don't know this. I don't know this.
HMS Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you another chance at it.
I should know this. Oh my
It
gosh.
corresponds to the British outcome of Trafalgar.
The victory.
The HMS Victory. That's correct.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
Yes,
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
we'll give it to him.
All right.
At
thank you,
104 guns, it was a first-rate ship of the line. It is also the oldest vessel still in Her Majesty's or His Majesty's Royal Navy service, with 245 years.
Wow.
Still in
That's
service.
cool.
Yeah,
So the Antichrist has a sailboat, is what you're saying.
does. And it's
Damn,
like
don't get me started.
it's the one thing older than him, you know. But it's in
It's
a
the
lot
one thing
better
in the
shape.
service that's older than him.
yeah, and just as useless, but it looks a lot nicer.
Yeah, that's true.
You could get Trump on that boat, you know. This is the greatest sailboat. Let's go sailing. You know, the wind just blowing his hair. They could have an Antichrist fight, Antichrist showdown.
Yeah.
Antichrist versus
Who gets to be the real Antichrist?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like a duel, a video game
Dude.
duel on the HMS Victory. You know?
If it's a sword fight, my money's on Charles.
yeah. I don't know. Trump's big. I think he could take.
If it was a
sword fight.
wrestling match, I'm going with Trump all day long.
Yeah.
As long as the sword had a tiny little handle. So he could have
He's got some
Tiny little grip.
small hands, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Little Burger King
I
hands.
still love the guy. Still love him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, he's the one.
Yeah.
King Charles couldn't influence the ham sandwich.
Yeah. But Trump, man, he'll get you.
Those little hands make those dollars feel a lot bigger.
That's right.
You know, 8 billion feels a lot bigger when you got them little Burger King hands.
Okay. Question number 12. Nick,
Yeah.
how much water does the average person lose when they sleep every night?
Oh man.
This is like a weird
This would be
technical question that I.
How much do they end up expelling when they get up to pee, or you talking about sweating?
Sweating and just general, and also breath.
10 ounces.
I can't quantify. So we're gonna give it to you anyways because I don't know my conversion math, but it is half a liter to a liter every night.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty close, actually.
This is a bit more of a nebulous answer, but it's still a fun one to talk about. What defines a ship from a boat?
Oh, Nick, you should be spitting this out.
Well, it's kind of
Uh,
tough because there's no like real hard line answer.
Yeah.
It's sort of a general guide. They're more like guidelines.
I would say maybe a ship has to have multiple people in the crew and it hauls things. It has to have cargo of some kind. No, maybe not. Ships are bigger.
That's a hard.
There you go. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Ships are larger. Ships are generally considered to be larger ocean-faring vessels with multiple sails or engines, whereas boats still are considered small craft.
Interesting piece of maritime history.
No, sir, I'm doing the quiz. No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So if they got if back in the day, we're talking turn of the century, not this one, the last one,
Yeah.
when they would ship cargo that really, really stunk. It was smelly cargo.
Yeah.
It smells really bad.
Yeah, I understand that.
They would
Yeah.
make.
us about it.
They had to stack it on top. It had to be shipped on top.
Right.
It had to be shipped high in transit.
High.
Then they would stamp that on the
Shipped
side of the crate.
in
Yes, that's where we get the
transit.
word because it
Yeah.
stinks.
And would they
Really?
ship
That's
it?
real. That's
and
real. That's
it-
the history of the word.
Is that associated with the poop deck?
No, poop deck's much older,
Really?
but I don't know why it's called a poop deck. I know why I call it the poop deck.
Dude, I know why I call it the poop deck too, because when I worked on the pirate ship in Destin, that's where the mizzen mast was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And the seagulls and the ospreys love to perch on the mizzen mast.
Yeah.
And just
And
ship
let it
high in
rain.
transit all over the poop
Yeah.
deck every morning. So like every morning
Yeah.
I had to go up there for the first 30 minutes of my day every day because my ex-stripper hippie roommate who I worked with on the boats would not do this.
She sounds so lovely.
Big surprise. Yeah. Her son was adorable. She had an 8-year-old son who was an absolute sweetheart. She, however, was a dragon lady nightmare. But I had to go up there every morning with a mop and like swab the poop deck.
Oh,
And like we used to call them osprey omelets. They were so big and they actually smelled like and you never smelled bird poop.
Yeah.
You will, and I understand why the
Yeah.
military has a vehicle called the Osprey because it holds a lot of ship in high transit.
yeah.
You know, because the
Wow.
bird holds a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you don't really understand these things until you spend some time working on a boat, and you're like,
That's some great trivia.
Isn't that great?
I'm
No.
impressed.
Yeah, thank you. That's learned
nice.
something tonight too.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
It's educational as well as entertaining.
Education.
Yeah, as well as entertaining. The
Okay.
Goslings.
You know, it's so funny. The last, the second to last question here is we've actually already talked about it because BJ is apparently a mind reader. Question number 15, and this can go to both you guys.
Okay.
Who is the Antichrist? Is it A, King Charles,
Okay.
B, Donald Trump,
Okay.
or C, some dirty desert wizard that no one's ever heard of?
Desert wizard, dirty desert, you dirty desert wizard. What do you think? What do you think, Beach? Who's the AC?
Well, you know, the thing about Donald Trump is he's a true American patriot. We all agree with that.
Yes,
He is a
absolutely.
true
He's a
American.
nationalist.
I
Yep.
love the guy. He's the best. But
He knows how to grab him by the patriotism.
boy, that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can grab people by the patriotism and still have every Christian's vote
Yeah.
and all the Israelis.
It's a
love
great-
him.
It's a
Mhm.
great question.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I got better. I got some stuff about Donald Trump. His building is 666 feet high.
That's true.
I'm telling you, man.
That's true.
I'm telling
Trump
you.
Tower in New York. Look it up. Actually, it's 664 feet.
Yeah, but there's something at the top
There's
that
a-
they don't actually count in the measure.
Well, they don't factor in his hair when the wind's blowing.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
So-
some orange flags on top that add an extra couple feet. You know.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna vote for him. I mean, I'm
Oh yeah.
drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Dude, who else are you gonna vote for? I tell you what would be cool is a Trump. I mean, I'd like to see it. I'd be willing to explore it. A Trump and RFK Jr. ticket.
Ooh, man.
I'm all over it.
I'm in.
That'd be interesting.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Because they're both a couple of persona non grata nationalists who
Yep.
hate the deep state.
Yep.
And the deep state hates them. I mean, dude, they won't let RFK Jr. speak at the free speech thing because of him talking about that study about COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Giving COVID gave preferential treatment to the
Or Vivek.
Ashkenazi and the Chinese.
Vivek, is that his name?
Yeah, the
Vivek,
Indian
Vivek
guy.
Ramaswamy.
Yeah.
He's cool, too.
Karen says Donald J. Trump is not KC 111. What is that? KC
That's
111.
what,
King
that's what they
Charles.
said about him
Ah,
being
King
president,
Charles III.
Yep.
Donald Trump will never be president. Nobody laughed.
Yeah, Karen says Charles is. Yeah, I would lean a little more towards Charles than Trump. But I will say this. We've been talking about Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
We've been talking about Kennedy. He's the only one whose family has a history of head wounds.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true.
The there could be a reanimation of someone
Yeah.
who was wounded in the head. I'm just saying it.
Dude, if
fits the
JFK
pattern.
came back.
You ever
Yeah.
never heard him talk? He's not going to influence anybody. Sounds like he's got, when he does talk,
Yeah.
he's got one foot in the grave.
Yeah, and yeah, he's got that weird condition.
Yeah.
His voice is all garbled and raspy because of that condition.
Yeah,
But if-
because that doesn't line up with scripture.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh well, this is Trump.
Because that lines up with scripture.
Yeah, he lines right up.
Yeah.
Actually, he does line up with Isaiah 45, even though it might pertain to
Really?
Trump.
Do I need to get my Bible?
That's the story of Cyrus. And
Oh,
he was the
okay.
45th president. I'm just saying. I can get more specific.
This
That's
is
outside stuff, but I can really go deep.
dude. This is getting
I can go deep
good.
into
Oh,
Apollo and all that stuff.
We should have BJ. We should have you debate Tim Cohen.
that's
Well,
a
I'd have
great
to-
idea.
Wouldn't that be
Well,
fun,
I get all my apologist skills up.
dude? I'd so be down for that. Be awesome.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Tina Tomaszewski says,
Oh, Tina.
"Yeah,
all right.
what's up? I'm glad you're watching tonight, Tina." Doesn't Obama have a scar on his head?
I don't know, but I will tell you, I've heard multiple reports from Secret Service agents that said that he had a prayer mat.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all that talk about no, he ain't, he's not a Muslim. No, he is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how he squares that with Big Mike,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Allah turns a blind eye, but
I don't know.
we all have our dalliances. So.
Nick was talking about Big Mike earlier today.
Big Mike.
Big Mike. Yeah, I was talking about Big Mike.
That was scary.
Dude, if Big Mike
Scared me.
runs, Big Mike runs,
Yeah, we're in trouble.
we're in big trouble.
No, I mean,
Trump's in big
we're
trouble.
in trouble anyways. It's not going to matter because it didn't matter in the last go around. It's not going to matter again. They're
What
just
do-
going to do whatever they want to do.
What are you insinuating about the
I'm-
2020 election?
I'm insinuating that nothing that you can't vote your way out of tyranny, and nothing you ever do in that booth will matter. Ever.
Mark Twain agrees
Don't
with you.
speak against my antichrist.
I didn't say I wasn't going to vote for him. I'm
Oh,
just saying it's
as
not
long-
going to
as
matter.
long as you get-
Yeah. get that gold tee just right here. Well, anyways, gentlemen, I'm sorry. Both of those answers are wrong. The correct answer is C, some dirty desert wizard in the middle of nowhere that no one's ever heard of. Game attempt, anyways.
Oh man.
Final question. Over to BJ.
All right.
Okay.
Who's the sexiest Gosling?
The sexiest Gosling.
Yes.
Well, my wife would say that it's not me. I'm going to go with Jonathan just getting that big old fat Harley.
Ah.
I think he's he bought the title right there. He had to buy it, but he bought it.
That is correct. The answer is me. I am the sexiest Gosling.
Oh man.
Every version of
Wow.
me has been phenomenal and amazing. And yeah, boy, look at that.
Look at that dashing young man.
That's what 1,000 milligrams of antidepressants a day will do to a man at 27 years old. When he's doing his best Jason Newsted impression. You know, Dad
Look
took
at the
that,
smolder on that.
right?
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
the truth, baby.
You know, Dad took that picture.
With your
My old Nikon F2.
yeah. Ooh.
If you
That
have
analog
not,
camera's
it's
awesome.
probably like a little passe or a little hipster now, but back in like the late 2000s, I got a Nikon F2, 35 millimeter. Get a Nikon F2, get some Ilford film, some 35 millimeter true black and white film. It's very chromatic. It takes some beautiful pictures with it. It's so much fun. Pure mechanical. Anyways, it's a little
I
thing
love
there for you.
Michelle said Ryan Gosling.
No, I'm sorry,
It's
Michael
kinda
Fisher.
right on that, but-
Mike, that's Mike Fisher. Ryan Gosling.
Oh, is that
Thanks,
Mike?
Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
No, that's a hard negative.
Sorry.
He's just poking fun at us. We always complain
Andy
about
is-
Ryan
Andy is
Gosling.
say it'd be, but it's not Andy.
No, you're
No.
wrong, Andy. No, sorry, buddy.
No,
It's me.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Nick's
And
got the
and we
height,
can't
though.
and we
That's the
can't
thing.
say it's Boss Hog either, or Goss Hog, because he's not here.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Goss Hog's not here, so he's not in the.
Of course, he's not here because he has a girlfriend.
Yeah,
but,
he's
you know.
he's not here, and that gave me a better chance of being the right answer. But apparently,
He's got the looks for it.
very handsome young
Where do you
man.
think you
Very
got
handsome
him?
young man.
I
Yeah,
think
right
you
there.
got those dashing looks.
Oh my gosh.
Aren't I buffed? Look at that. Look at that buff.
Speaking of nautical
Look at those-
trivia,
look
what
at those
rank is
legs.
that on your?
I know.
What rank is that?
Cabin boy. Had to come up with something quick on that one.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
That was great.
Illuminati
Swapping
after
those
party.
decks.
Illuminati. Yep, that's right. That's right. Mopping that poop deck.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
Rigging that mizzen mast.
All right. All right. Okay, let's
Hoisting the mainsail.
Lots of swapping going on.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious.
Cabin boy. More powder.
I think I bring the bad out of you guys.
You know what? I'm thinking we need to get Jonathan to do our disclaimer real quick.
Yes.
Yeah, do-
I
do-
love the legalese
Yeah,
of this.
do the disclaimer.
Yes, we here at the Goslings are not a 501c3, nor do we obtain an LLC. We are not a nonprofit, nor are we a ministry of any sort. We are just a gaggle of brothers who have a 6th grade education and a deep and abiding love for all of God's esoterica. We enjoy having fun. Do not take anything on the Goslings seriously, as we do not take anything on the Goslings seriously. Thank you and good night.
Perfect.
Free
Perfect.
liability.
That's right.
All right. Let's move on to the troll roast.
Oh, troll roast. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
You know, the troll roast is starting to have the intended desired effect in that we're getting less and less negative comments.
I know. We've kind of like
'Cause
spoiled.
people are like,
We've
oh,
spoiled our garden.
yeah, well, so I grabbed
well.
I grabbed what I could find. I just got what I could find, and we'll get going. We'll get going here. First of
Nice.
all, someone named Henry commented on, and this could be true of like almost any of our videos. He said,
Mhm.
Henry says, absolutely no one needs another mug. No one.
We got that one yesterday. Yeah, that was like yesterday when I saw that one. I was like, "Oh, that's going on the troll roast." I know.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
good.
And here's the my reply to that was like, well, I hate to tell you, but like Joel has sold out of the
Yeah,
Kothon Spartan mugs.
yeah.
So like,
Which is kind of why I put them up there on the bar and I didn't have them on the
Yeah.
table. And we're talking about them tonight because
yeah, you kind of it doesn't really. It's a good thing to go to ChericoPottery.com and also go to damnfinebooksandmugs.com, which is a website Joel Cherico has with Stephen Pressfield, and check out those two websites and see what other awesome pottery products. that
but in
they
the
have
off
going
chance
on.
that someone had $300 or however much they are,
Right.
and they went and they're like, oh, I love that mug. I'm gonna go buy it, and then it's not available. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, I think he ran out of those Kothon mugs. So
Yeah.
clearly Henry is wrong.
No.
Someone is buying those mugs.
all right. Devlin or Devlin
Devlin.
says you're gonna like,
Devlin.
you'll like this one. And I'd like to get BJ's input on this too.
Yeah.
You guys are funny, but your humor seems out of place on such serious topic. Seems a bit irreverent.
I think I answered that one. I think I answered something to the effect of like, that's the point. Like, we deal with a lot of heavy topics, so like we try to keep it light to like give some air.
Yeah.
You know, to come up for air a little bit.
Yeah.
And like break the tension sometimes. You know, and plus, like, here's most, like, I'd say 95% of everybody we've ever had on the show will come back. You know, like, or has come back.
Yeah.
You know, like we just heard from Ryan Pitterson.
Yeah, Ryan
yesterday.
Pitterson. Yeah.
Or I just replied to his email. We're gonna get Ryan Pitterson back on.
Yep.
You know, awesome guy. Great.
So our irreverent humor has not turned off our guests.
No.
If
it has, I don't want him.
Yep.
Because if you can't like chill out, if you can't like have a little bit of that South Park sensibility about yourself, that like it's either all okay or none of it's okay.
Right.
You know, and just like
if you want the church crowd, go to church.
Yeah.
Right?
We are not. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna surf the net, and every place you come by, you're gonna judge the reverence.
Right.
Just keep going, man.
Yeah.
Just keep on going.
You know, otherwise keep reading your Lifeway and your Bible and keep watching Christian movies about pioneer women. Okay. All right. Very good. Good responses, guys. Steve says, I'm sorry, but this is this was from our Doug Woodward interview.
Oh,
where we made a comment about flat Earth, and then we were like, no, we're not. We don't really believe that. Yeah. But Steve says, I'm sorry, but this is all total nonsense. You're gonna love the speech. We live in an enclosed realm covered by God's firmament. We are unable to travel to the stars, and the planets are nothing as they are depicted in NASA's CGI.
Dude, you seriously need to get off the shrooms. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, does any person? Well, I'm sure. I just can't believe anyone would subscribe to something like that.
You know, I love this comment because it starts out so strong. I'm sorry, but this is all total nonsense. Clearly, the Earth isn't a globe, and stars aren't real. Clearly.
I mean, so like I flirt with, you know, with the flat Earth thing, you know, and there are times where I'm like, oh yeah, okay, there's some good points here about the math not lining up and things not, you know, being accurate. And then there are other times where I'm like, I don't know. So like I go back and forth on a lot of this stuff. But I think like, and I got some good friends who I've met through this channel who are like 100% sold on it, and I like to listen to them. And you know, a lot of times when I'm listening to them, I'm like, oh, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. That, you know, the points that we talk about, I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree with that. You know, because there are some very weird things, you know, that don't, like some demon math kind of things that are just like, dude, really, billions and billions and billions. Yeah. So like whatever. But I think flat Earth and a lot of those things, whether it's a snow globe kind of model or ice wall or whatever it is, like they have legs under them as theories, as popular theories.
Yeah.
Because the government, NASA does use CGI.
Well, that's the problem.
Like NASA does lie. The government does lie. So they lie so much. They never lie. Allegedly, you know. But because there's so much genuine and justifiable mistrust of the official canon narrative on a lot of these things, and there is this scientific monolith that occurs in the industry of science, you know, and we saw it the past few years, you know, and now all of a sudden everybody's rolling that back and saying like, hey, we just need to like forget about the fact that we like wanted to put you guys in camps and like have you executed because you wouldn't do the thing we wanted you to do.
They lied about Kennedy getting assassinated. They lied about the Kennedy assassination.
Right. So because of those lies, you know, it does provide fertile soil for these other theories that also do have biblical merit behind them. Yeah. So like, I get it.
As far as biblical merit, I mean, in Job, I think it was either Job or one of his friends that called the earth an orb. It was either the earth they were calling an orb or the moon they were calling an orb. They used the word orb back then, and that was the very first book ever written in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was hanging with my friend Will, a best friend from high school, and he's been like my guardian angel, my guiding star through the motorcycle process. He was with me when we saw Starlink, by the way. And
More about that in a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Starlink. But he told me this like funny thing because he doesn't buy any of that stuff either. But he is very open-minded and analytical. He's a lot like you, Beach. Actually, he's he'll like look at something and then he'll be like, "Oh, that's cool," and then immediately look up like the things that are criticizing the thing.
Well,
to get
that's just apologetic.
Right. But but he made the really funny statement. He talked about like how the Earth is. Oh yeah, it's turtles. It's just turtles all the way down. It's the funniest thing. And like it's a meme, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
there are all these pictures of just like the Earth, the flat Earth, or just like the globe sitting on a turtle's shell. And it's just turtles all the way down.
Turtles upon turtles upon
Yeah.
turtles. Right. Yeah.
That was funny.
All right.
Yeah.
From our Michael Gagliardi.
Gagliardi.
Michael Gagliardi.
Well, we made a mistake, by the way, gentlemen, because whenever we didn't pronounce it correctly because we weren't moving our hands. The only way to speak Italian correctly to
Gagliardi.
its fullest is to move your hands. If you want to get an Italian to shut up, just tie their hands together.
Okay.
Yeah. Michael
So from
Gagliardi.
Michael Gagliardi, we got a comment from Sherry, Mimi,
Oh, really?
my mother-in-law. Yeah.
Oh, I love Sherry.
Yeah, and this is cool. She actually told me about this a couple days later after we aired the interview.
Oh, nice.
And then she put it in the comments, and I want to share it. She said, "Hey guys, I had a wonderful God experience that is being worked out right now after watching this interview. A friend who is in distress over a medical condition." Now, again, before I read the rest of this, do you remember? Look at that handsome stud. Do you remember his parting words? Do you remember his parting words?
Does it look like Hunter Biden? Because this goes really well with it. Then, if that's the case,
That's Hunter Biden's friend.
it's Hunter Biden's little
Little sidekick.
little luggage buddy.
Look the way he hides behind children.
Yeah, this is Hunter Biden's short round.
You got a little Hunter going on.
Yeah.
You got a little Hunter.
Okay, that's fair.
That
Yeah.
is a little Hunter.
I'm sorry.
That's
sorry.
okay.
Sorry,
That's
Nate.
okay. Can we get back to my mother-in-law's
Sorry,
comment,
No,
please?
Sorry,
totally
Nate.
derailed.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's very sweet.
Do you
intimate thing.
remember when you said, Michael, what could you tell people that they can take with them? How can
Oh.
people strike down the darkness? You remember what he said?
Yeah, he said just worship.
Exactly.
So good.
That's exactly right. She said, "I have a friend in distress over a medical condition I've been praying for, but have felt powerless to help her. Of course, I've prayed but didn't feel effective until Michael Gagliardi. Until what he said at the end of the video, just worship. God spoke powerfully to my spirit to share this statement with her and then stand by her daily, singing her a worship song. Singing a worship song to her, so she's put her heart in. But basically,
Nice.
praise God, he doesn't keep fighting battles in our flesh. If I could type in tongues, you'd see some praise, which I thought was great.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
But it was
awesome.
cool because he said that, and she was in a having a scenario with a friend, and it was like, oh, that's exactly what this lady
Yeah.
needs to hear. That's the thing I've been looking for to tell her.
Yeah.
So thank you, Michael Gagliardi. We appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you very much. That was
Very good
awesome.
word, good word.
Love you, Mimi.
Uh,
And you know what? She's right, man. I'll tell you, like, I find myself when I'm on the motorcycle just riding around because I usually ride at like around dusk because
Yeah.
traffic is kind of low.
Yeah.
I'm still sort of getting my feet wet, getting my sea legs,
Sea legs, yeah.
And dude, you find yourself just thanking God for the experience.
Mhm.
Not asking for anything, that can come later.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just living in that moment of just being like, man, this is awesome, God.
Yeah,
thank you."
when you read the Bible, like so and so walked with God.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just kind of what they mean by that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. That's fantastic. Quasier 3,
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
who I think I saw in the chat.
Yeah, actually just left a comment. They've been here since the beginning of
Yes.
tonight's episode.
Quasier 3 says, in reference to our obligatories, do I get tacos if I ring the bell? That was good. Yes. I guess we could send you some taco emojis. Ringing the bell's great. I would rather you hit the like button. If you like tacos, hit the like button.
Dude, I would love to work out.
Smash. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, don't smash the tacos.
I would love. Nope, not gonna do it. Nope, we just got finished talking about the Lord. I'm not gonna do it.
So good. Well done. Well done.
good job, buddy. Good job.
Sanctification in action.
Hold me back.
It's just my humor colon is just
It's
full.
like Mike on that.
My comedy colon
like
is
Michael
just
in the office. That's what she.
yes, exactly. Yeah. I don't even know what I don't know. Oh no, I would love
Moment's over. You ruined it.
Yeah, I would love to actually like have the ability to like give people like vouchers for Taco Bell or something if they like became a certain level of like patron, or
Mail
like
them free Taco Bell,
or like if
coupons.
they gave us like a super chat of a
Coupons.
certain level. Like,
Yeah.
would love to have something work. I would love to reward you with tacos. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I could reward people with tacos, I would.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, tacos are delicious. Yeah, I'm with you.
Nothing's set in stone. We'll talk about it after the show.
Yeah, we'll talk
but,
amongst yourselves.
in the meantime, W. Gans says obligatory algorithm comment generated with neither artificial or natural intelligence.
Dude, I love it. Gans is so
So
awesome.
good.
He was in the chat tonight too, and Gans is cool. He's always got our back. It's funny. Yeah,
Let's
we
see.
appreciate that.
Shane says this goes back to our last Illuminati Afterparty episode where we talked about the Sound of Freedom. Shane says some of the funders of Sound of Freedom have now been charged for being pedos. Is that true, you think?
Well,
I don't think it's true.
I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Maybe I've had some conversations with people that like, yeah, there's probably something like that there, possibly, but like, I mean, you'd have to prove it, for it to really be worthy of anybody's attention, because anybody can say anything.
Yeah. That's true.
And I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I get it that like, yeah, it may be compromised. Maybe you can't get any sort of national exposure without, being compromised somehow on some Luciferian level. It's Luciferian.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, that was a little louder.
It was a little loud.
Yeah, sorry about
Blew
that.
your headphones
No.
out. But at the same time, like, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere
Yep.
for the normie crowd that has been poo-pooing all of this for the
Yep.
past 7 years. Because we've been talking about this stuff, I've been screaming about Pizzagate for 7 years now, and like no
Yep.
one wanted to listen to. Well, now there's this movie that like is a touchstone and a gateway,
Yep.
a doorway into that world that's very low level, very safe, just dips the toes in the adrenochrome waters.
This almost sounds like a leftist ploy to accuse the right, like the right accuses the left, because the right always says the left is always like doing the thing.
Yeah.
That they say.
Yeah, it's a Saul Alinsky.
Yeah.
Accuse your accuser of the thing you're guilty of.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's what they do best.
It's
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton's mantra.
And so now they're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
About people who enjoy Sound of Freedom. Oh no, the people who made the movie, they're actually doing the opposite thing.
I mean,
They're actually the pedos. I don't believe it.
no.
And this goes back to the conversation we had with Gabe. Like
net
when
positive.
Christmas rolls around,
Mhm.
are we still going to be thinking about kids that are being trafficked? Or was it just
yeah.
kind of the news, the story of the day that we got all excited about to make ourselves feel good?
Mhm.
Maybe give a couple donations here and there and then
Mhm.
forget about it a few months later.
Right.
Is it real? I mean, is it a real thing? Yes, we know that child trafficking is a real thing.
And in that regard, I'm actually grateful for the controversy, because it keeps it in people's heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the left couldn't be seen, speaking out against, a movie about, pedophiles and child trafficking.
know,
They
right?
basically, they're like, well, if we know that people on the right are going to love this movie, so we have to like
Lambasted.
crap on it.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
then
Cuties
we're in the
okay.
same camp with the pedophiles, so we got to figure out something else. Oh, I know. Let's accuse the makers of the movie
Mm-hmm.
of
Being
pedophilia.
hypocrites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was their playbook.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it took them forever to figure that out too, because like they already had their reputations tainted after the after the Cuties thing.
Yeah,
When they were promoting
oh
cuties.
gosh, vote with your dollars, folks.
Yeah.
With your dollars.
Yeah.
baby.
Man,
Get the flamer, brother. No, the holy flamer. Have you seen that Warhammer 40k meme where it's like the flamer's like a blowtorch? It's like this giant like blowtorch gun, this like flamethrower,
no.
and it's like it's a bunch of Terminator Space Marines, and they're like, "Get the holy flamer, brother." No, the heavy flamer, because there's like a giant one.
God So Rules says You'll love this speech. As you guys know, there is no space or planets, and Earth is a flat plane, not, all caps, a globe with 3 exclamation points. Wow. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for a reason.
That's funny.
Okay, this is a great one, guys. Hodad says, are you guys actual brothers or brothers from a different mother? You guys really have a great show. Plan on getting that Patreon membership
thanks,
soon. Thank you, Hodad.
I think he did join the
Can I
Patreon.
answer that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're Nick and I are from
Yep.
a certain mother, and some of our brothers. But Jonathan and his brother and I are brothers from another mother. But you know what? If someone says that to me, that makes me fighting mad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we're brothers, and that's it. And don't come at me with nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't play that game.
Yeah.
And
But, I mean, that's just I say that to my friends. Hey, you're my brothers from another mother. But when it comes to my brothers,
that's
don't
awesome.
mess with it.
Yeah. That's right.
And you guys have always felt like, even though like you didn't always live at the house, we didn't always grow up together because you guys grew up in Idaho,
Yeah.
and I was here with, but you guys always felt like brothers.
Yeah.
There never was, and mom and dad were really good at not fostering, any delineation there.
Yeah.
Like it was always just like, no, you get to see your brother. Like your brother's coming in for the
Yep.
summer, or
Yep.
like your brother's gonna live here.
Mhm.
Like there was never any. It got imprinted on my mind as a kid.
And
That
now
way.
they're gone. And we
Yeah.
pulled together, and that's it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and here we are.
Yep.
Here we are.
Yeah.
all of our greatness.
All of our
I'm not saying I could have done better, but
Oh, here we are arguing over whether it's Trump or Charles who's the Antichrist.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We've done well, guys. We've done well.
Some
Well
dirty desert wizard.
Jeremy says, and this is on one of our last Tim Cohen interview.
Oh yeah.
Jeremy says, Cohen better hope Charles doesn't croak before the book release.
I mean, honestly, dude, that's a totally legitimate, fair point.
He says, haha, he may make it tough to sell copies.
A little bit.
Side note, scripture says no one will know who the Antichrist is, but Cohen got a vision, huh? Could be. However, when someone opens with, I asked God to give me a vision in the first 5 minutes of the segment, I get skeptical. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
That's super fair.
Yeah.
I will address those concerns when the Antichrist in a Cup of Tea 2nd edition gets released
Yes.
and shows up in my mailbox.
Yes.
And I have asked about that because someone else left a comment on our Doug Woodward video.
There you
I don't know if you recorded it for this or not, Nick, but there was someone else who had left a comment on our Doug Woodward video saying, like, they watched our Tim Cohen interview and, paid for, did what we did. We did this too. Paid ahead of time, the $50 for his 2nd edition.
Yeah.
And it's never been released. It has yet to be released. And the guy, and it was a shame that the guy left this comment on our Doug Woodward interview because, Doug Woodward actually, within a week of me buying his book, signed it and it showed up on my doorstep.
Yeah.
So, Doug Woodward's, ironically, the last guy you would ever want to associate with this. But he was like, oh, I watched your Tim Cohen interview and I bought his book and it still hasn't come in yet. I will never buy a book by any of the authors you have on your channel again. I'm like, dude, I mean, one guy, who, hasn't released his book yet. I get it. I get that. But you're choosing the Doug Woodward video,
Yeah.
It's Doug Woodward's the complete opposite. He will have your book to you in a week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know, but I get it.
Yeah, people, all they have is what they can put in comments, so they have to make that as strongly worded
Right.
as possible
Yeah.
to get their idea
true.
across.
Yeah.
And they're speaking from their id often, as we've talked about.
Little id goblin.
Yep. Elizabeth says, and this was on,
There's a
I think,
thumbnail for you.
id goblin thumbnail. Oh, don't make me make another thumbnail. Oh God. Elizabeth said on our last Illumin-Naughty Afterparty, Big Brother, that's you, Beach.
Uh-oh.
Big Brother, you can pound them later.
Excuse me?
That's what I said.
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Well, who's the squeezer and who's the squeezy?
Was she coming at me with pounding? My little brother?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what she was saying. That's all she said. There's no timestamp. I don't know what part of the video she's commenting on. It's just pound them in general, I guess.
Well, we probably were. I was probably teasing you or making fun of you or something, and she was probably like,
Oh, maybe with
the
the cardboard cutout or something.
probably.
Listen, I'm way too old, way too slow. I couldn't pound anything. I couldn't pound a loaf of bread.
Couldn't pound a quarter pounder with cheese.
I couldn't. Well,
No, I could. Yeah, that sounds pretty good right about now. Can we wrap up?
Yeah, we need to.
Can we burn through Starlink real quick and go?
There's only one comment left, and it's from a guy named Clint asking, Goslings, is Gary Wayne a born-again Christian?
I assume as much. Ask him, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake.
You could ask him and get his answer, or you can not ask him and just go with someone else's opinion that validates what you're probably already assuming. But
you know what?
according to him, he is. So I'm going to say yes, he is.
And here's something else. Even if we said he is, he could be or couldn't be. And even if you assume it, it doesn't matter. Nobody can say that about somebody else.
Yeah.
Only
True.
here.
Yeah, that's right.
So people need to stop going around saying that crap.
Yeah.
They do. I hate purity tests like that. I was thinking about it a lot recently. Like, it matters far less to me what you believe. It matters to me what you believe. As a Christian, I care about what you believe because I have that taxonomy.
Yeah.
But I care far less about what you believe than I do about how you treat me.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
behavior.
And just your behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite guests that we had on has his own live stream, and he's got a couple of moderators.
Okay.
A husband and a wife that moderate his live streams.
Yeah.
And they came on and we interviewed him.
We're
And it was
talking about
great.
this
We had a second interview with him. It was awesome. And every time they would jump over to our live stream conversation with him, and they would make comments. Well, the second time,
And we like this guy a lot, and he had a blast with us.
Yeah, and the second time they're like, going back to our irreverent humor, they started questioning our salvation, like the Goslings. I don't know what to make of these Goslings, or if they're really saved or not, because of the way they,
because we drank. We were still drinking bourbon at the
Actually-
time.
Oh my
actually-
God, bourbon.
we weren't.
Have we stopped at that point?
Yeah, we weren't even drinking. We made a joke about it.
Oh, that's what it was. And then I made the kissing on the mouth and booty or whatever.
Yeah, we
joke.
were making a joke about the
Degeneracy.
the degenerate culture. You said, "Oh, because I like booties and kissing on the mouth," which was like one of the funniest moments in the show. And it was right at that
Triggered
moment.
moderator.
Yeah, right at that moment is when that comment comes up in the live chat. I'm like, really?
Seriously.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I guess so.
People
I guess
too uptight.
God's grace does not reach to booty hole comments.
I guess it doesn't.
not.
Yeah.
Not the final
I guess
straw.
Yeah. Sanctified. Well, and the thing is, like, that, and I've tried going on, that guy's channel. Here's like a bit of internet drama for you. I've tried like going on that guy's channel when he does live streams and making some very supportive comments of the show. And that chick moderator, she has ruined our relationship with that guy.
Yeah.
She has she won't
he won't respond to anything we do now. Email him,
This is
text.
American.
I have his phone number. I text him. He won't reply to me.
This
Yeah.
is a married couple.
the married couple are the moderators of
Well, that makes
our
sense.
guest
Yeah.
channel.
That makes sense.
And
It makes his life a living hell. I'm sure.
yeah, and and they're just puritanical. Like, I would try to say nice things on their channel during the broadcasts, and they would be like, you need to stop talking. We don't want you to, we would never let you support or like promote your channel in our comments or anything like that. Because I think I'd mentioned like, oh yeah, we talked to John about this a while back. Like, it's super cool. Or
They're going to
whatever.
be the couple that you see at the Golden Corral in about 20 years, where they're both eating and nobody's saying anything because he's given up the will to live.
Oh yeah. I would too if I
Yeah.
were him.
Yeah, I
And it's
believe
a
they're
shame,
called
too,
Be all the quiet
Pharisees.
men who've given up.
Yep.
Yeah, and like it's a shame that we'd love to get him back on because he comes from the legal profession.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, I'd
So,
love to talk
yeah.
to
Dude,
him.
you would. That's the shame
Yeah,
of it. That's
I know.
That's a sad part of it.
So
I'd
cool.
love to get him back on. I mean,
And I
anything
still
can
watch
happen.
his updates.
Yeah.
I watch his live streams every week.
Yeah, we
he's great. I
support
miss
him.
the guy. He's so cool.
And we support, and he has some funny golf stories.
Oh, yeah.
man, I'd love to talk
I know we were thinking about you the whole time, and it's just
That'd be awesome.
it's a shame that a couple of uptight, puritanical, know nothing, just soft moderators have ruined a relationship between us and one of our guests.
How about this,
But it's
moderators?
also his. Maybe I also put some onus of iniquity on him for not I don't know. It's weird. The lack of communication is just irksome.
Yeah,
I do not accept silence as an answer. You should probably honestly learn to accept silence as an answer, especially from like the less testosterone driven crowd,
Hey, hey,
I'm talking about
easy on the low T's.
I'm talking about chicks.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm talking about the more feminine crowd, I should say. Because they do
right.
use silence as an answer. And so do weak men. Weak men use silence as an answer. But I don't think you should tolerate it. I think you should force people.
I feel like I should say something right now, just to
articulate
make
their
sure I'm
speech.
not weak.
yeah, me too.
I feel like. Wait,
We're
am I?
sorry.
Is this
Yes.
a test?
Yes, I'm answering this question by saying something. So there you go.
I 100% agree with you.
Anyways.
I think.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Great. So that's
That
all
was
the
fun.
comments. That was great. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed the troll roast. One last thing before we go.
Yeah.
Lights in the sky.
Yeah.
I've been getting like images from you every night about 9:00. I keep getting these images from you.
Yeah. So we're on Central Time, and every night, shortly after 9 p.m. for the past 3 nights in a row, I have seen in my backyard Starlink. What
Yeah.
I think is Starlink. And so I got a bunch of pictures. I got a couple pictures from the first night, one really good picture from the second night, and then last night Starlink was too far away, and every time it like changes position a little bit.
Yeah.
So like the first night it's like going up this
Video
way,
here. It's kind of
and
cool.
then the other night it's going up this way, and then last night it was going up this way, but it was really distant. I couldn't get a picture of it, but I did get video of one, and there's something weird that happened afterwards that I want to talk about too.
I'm gonna play this. It's only like 20 seconds long.
Yeah. So
But
this is in my backyard.
Whoa.
Can you see him?
This also.
All right here.
Yep.
Dang.
So this also makes me have a lot of sympathy for anybody who's ever recorded cryptids, like Bigfoot
Yeah,
or
good
anything,
point, yeah.
Dogman. Because I'll tell you, I have an iPhone 13 that is taken with an iPhone 13 in my backyard. I could see that as clear as I could see any other star in the night sky.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there with my iPhone 13, and that's the best quality I got.
Wow.
And that was like, because it's happening right then. So you grab your phone and you go. So like, I take it all back. Whenever everything bad I've ever said about.
I think
you know.
Bigfoot
Yeah.
actually is blurry.
Right, yeah. Mitch Hedberg might have been right.
Yeah.
Here's
Here's
the
the,
scariest thing about Bigfoot is that he's blurry in real life.
This is a great picture. You did take an image. That great. That great.
Oh, I love Mitch. He was awesome.
He was awesome.
And here is a better visual. You brightened up the image that you took, and that's like right at the handle of the Big Dipper. Right
Yeah.
there,
Yep.
right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was from the second night. So the first night, it was closer to the tree on the right, and it was weird because when it went deeper into the sky, and it looked like behind a cloud bank, a very light cloud bank, and it didn't come out on the other side. So I thought, oh, that's weird. Second night, my friend Will and I were hanging out on our patio, or my patio up back, and we saw this. We go up, and it disappears. Now, here's the weird thing that happened that second night that I didn't record. So it goes up, disappears.
Yeah.
And we're looking, and then shortly after it disappears, on the other side of that dark tree, so relatively close to the trajectory, but a little different, there were 2 or 3 other lights, one of which looked like that. Another one was smaller and red.
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then my friend Will, who has much better eyes than I've ever had, he saw 3. I only saw the 2, but they were running this S pattern by the tree, like
What do you mean running an S pattern? Like
As
moving in an S pattern?
moving in an S pattern. They were not going like Starlink just goes up in a straight line and
Yeah, yeah.
disappears.
Yeah. They're
You know?
launching into orbit.
It's like Galaga.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But like these things,
Reverse Space Invaders.
yes, reverse Space Invaders.
Yeah.
But these were like, they showed up afterwards, and one was moving at like a shallow sort of curve, kind of slow, and this other one that was the red one, and then this other one that was brighter, looked like the same as Starlink, was like it was blinking and it was moving in an S pattern.
Weird.
Yeah, and then they both vanished, and like, I don't know, man. I mean, that's really, it's not a helicopter. It's not a Tuma.
Oh, it's
You
aliens, for sure.
You
I
think
mean,
so?
it's something like that, dude, because it's way too high up. I've
yeah.
seen drones move. I've seen jets move. I've seen helicopters.
For you to see a drone, you typically hear it.
Right, or if it's going to be that high up, it's not going to be moving that quickly and erratically.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that moves like that.
Yeah.
That high up.
Oh, I wish I could have seen that.
I know.
Man, that's
I
cool.
want to be abducted.
Don't say that.
No,
I
you
want to be
don't.
abducted someday.
Wow.
I do.
You know the secret to being abducted is
What?
being 5 years old.
Well, they're probably not going to take somebody like me. Huh?
You know, be a kid
I don't know.
and not
showing
want to
this.
be abducted. You have to be a
I don't
child who
mean
does not
abducted
want.
like that. I mean by aliens.
I'm talking
I
about
don't-
by aliens.
I don't mean illegal aliens. I'm talking about space aliens, Nicholas, Christian, Goss. I'm a space alien.
Yeah.
You want to be taken up into that
Wh-
sci-fi
why?
booty house?
I don't know if they have a laser that's strong enough. What did you say?
You want to be taken up into that sci-fi booty house?
Oh.
You
Hey,
would.
you know,
Yeah, it depends.
I've tried
I don't
most
know.
of it. Haven't tried that.
I mean, 40's the new 20. 50's the new 30. Let's your midlife crisis. Bring it on. Let's
You know,
see.
with writers, they're called. Are you a plotter or a plant or a?
An architect or a gardener,
Yeah, you're like
a
a
plotter or a planter.
Yeah, you do it just by or with aliens. It's like, are you a prodder or a prober?
Yeah.
Which one are you, Beach? What do you like?
Um,
We're talking about alien booty experiments.
I'm a prodder.
You're a
Prod.
prodder? You like
Yeah.
a
Bring it
prod?
on, 100%.
Prod? I'm prodder.
Don't hold back.
Okay.
This is my only chance.
Now, if this happens, will you
Does your life suck that much?
come back on the show and tell us about it?
Do what?
Will you come back on the show and tell us about it if you do get?
The gentleman never talked about.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't want to embarrass the Greys, you know.
That's
your,
so good.
your new friends on the hot rod.
Gentlemen never
The
tell.
interdimensional hot rod.
It's just between us.
Yeah.
What happens in Centauri 6 stays in Centauri
That's
6.
That's great.
What happens in Uranus stays in Uranus. Good night, folks.
Oh my gosh. I feel like there should be a sound effect for that.
That was very
Okay.
good. Evan.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
It's Hunter Biden. There's Hunter.
Look, there he is. I saw a great comment. I can't remember whose comment it was earlier in the episode. Right after we watched Oliver Anthony.
Yeah.
And he said the difference between this musician and Hunter Biden is that Hunter Biden would take the $8 million.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
I would.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Funneled right through
Yeah.
Ukraine.
Yep.
You know what's funny too is that like so RFK Jr. went on Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, it's a
Not too
great
long ago.
interview.
Yeah, that was a good interview.
And he was talking about the same things that again when like Charlie Vector came out,
Mm-hmm.
like all of us were talking about like the mobile biolabs in Ukraine,
Mm-hmm.
the 5 government funded Wuhan, flu labs that we had in China,
Mm-hmm.
and like we were talking about all this stuff and everybody was like, "Oh, you're being a conspiracy theorist. That's, that's hogwash. You're just being like," and here we are, like
Yeah, we were right. There
3
it is.
years later,
Yeah.
we were right, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
course.
it's frustrating that like, but it's the same thing with like, the jab and the mask and everything. Like they wanted you fired. They wanted you, put in a camp.
Totally
You know?
canceled.
I still
totally
see people-
canceled.
I still see people wearing masks.
Yeah, me too.
What's
Yeah.
up with that?
I don't know.
Now it's probably become some pathological security blanket for them at this point.
I saw somebody in a car.
Yeah.
Been going down the street with a mask.
By themselves.
3 years
Yeah, that was
later.
Totally by themselves.
And that, yeah, it's a special kind of pathetic.
Wow.
But you know what? You get the government
That's
that you
fear.
deserve.
That's fear.
You get the government you deserve because people like that exist, and that's why they hate us. And like honestly, like we kind of deserve it. We deserve to be looked at as cattle and chattel because we allow ourselves to be.
Yep.
We allow those people to vote.
I'm going to go super risky and put the chat on the screen.
Nice.
Put the chat on the screen. So whatever you do, guys, it's gonna be memorialized on this live stream
Uh-oh.
forever until we get canceled.
Here it comes.
Until we get
Yeah.
canceled.
Chris Caps.
Go Shards.
Go Shard. I have not sharded since our last interview. I'm proud to say.
Yeah,
Nice.
very well done. Got that
Nice.
under control, did you?
Thank you for medicine.
You're not a real man until you go to squeak one out and you make a mess.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
it really is like. The
I
sign
became
of
if that's
true
the
manhood.
well, I became a man at 12 years old. Then that happened to me.
No, it's got to be
at
post
church.
It's got to be post pubescent. You know.
It was. Who's there? Yeah. Okay, I was.
Okay.
12 is. Yeah, I was a grown man at 12 years old.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, God! No! Please, no! No! No!
By the way,
I'm just saying.
Sure.
Play sound effects.
Yeah, for the last 10 minutes. I do want to give a shout out to Tina Tomaszewski, who said, thank you, Goslings. Absolutely. Tina Tomaszewski, in case you're not aware, she is the moderator of Dark Sayings, which is Pete's channel, formerly known as Creepy Little Book.
Yep.
We have interviewed Pete 2 or 3 times,
Yep.
I think. And
3 times.
he's a good friend of the channel. Great dude. And his channel Dark Sayings is awesome.
Yeah.
And would definitely go check out Dark Sayings. He's been covering all of this like esoterica stuff that we cover, but he's been doing it for like 7 or 8 years now.
Cool.
And and his old videos are like short format, easily digestible 5-6 minute videos. His longer videos that he's been doing for the past few years have been live streams, and he live streams every night, and he's reading the Bible.
Yeah, he's
And
like
he's-
going
yeah.
through the Bible. Yeah.
Dude, and he's like Art Bell. He's got like such a cool voice and cool attitude,
Nice.
and he's a sweetheart. And Tina Tomaszewski is his moderator, so we like that channel a lot. I also want to give a shout out to Gabriel Bello Music, who is also in the chat.
Yep.
Gabe is a good friend of ours, and he has an amazing channel. He's got a new single called Jesus Deserves More Than 4 Chords that everybody should check out. You would like Gabe a lot, man.
Oh,
And
I
we love Gabe.
that.
Dude, Gabe
Jesus
is
deserves more than 4 chords.
Yep.
Now you're talking my language.
Yep.
right? Dude, you and Gabe would have a blast together. Gabe's a lot of fun, and he does music composition, live streams, and he's interviewed us a bunch of times, and we've been on his
He wouldn't
show.
like any of the praise and worship of the last 15 years.
No, he hates it.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
got
saxophonist.
some great opinions on that.
Yeah.
Healed of cancer on stage at a
Yep.
praise and worship concert.
Yep.
Dang.
Yep.
Yeah. Fought cancer for a few years when he was younger, like 19,
Bless his
20.
heart.
Yeah, great guy, dude. Gabe is so cool.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
Gabriel Bello Music. Check him out.
Cool Gabe.
Chris Cap says, "LOL." My Taco Bell bathroom comment earlier, going back to like being a real man. I'm trying to find the comment. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, let's see here. I'm looking for it. Tell you what, Chris, can you repost it? Do it now.
Yeah.
I'm looking for.
Oh, there are some good comments in here. We were on a roll, so we missed them.
Yeah, we. Let me see if I can find it
You
here.
guys said we're the best YouTube.
Dude,
Humble
humble
stranger.
stranger. Dude, thank you.
Thank you,
man. That
Humble
was
Stranger.
really super nice to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Cool.
You know what? I really appreciate that.
Sometimes
we
get
put a lot
good
of work
stuff.
into this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
encouraging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's encouraging.
And on that note, good night, folks.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it.
Can't get
Oh,
any
here it
better
is.
than that.
Here it
so.
is. Here it is. Here's Chris Cap's comment. I got it right here, Chris. Here he is. I'm just gonna put it up there. Real men don't look back at explosions after walking out of the Taco Bell bathroom.
Come on now. Somebody better hurry up in here. Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome,
Very
Chris.
good.
That's so true. You need to pull that Wolverine energy and just toss that cigar back there.
By the way, if you're worried about making a comment that will be a future troll roast comment, no, we don't pull anything from the live chat. Those are the people who come and hang out with us.
Yeah,
This is
those are
from
our friends.
comments that we get, crappy comments
From
over the months
strangers who are
period.
just
Yeah.
pissed off.
No, we love you guys. We're not going to use any of these comments
Yeah.
Absolutely.
unless you want us to. Then make that known.
that would be fun to have like a comment hall of fame to
Oh, yeah.
to juxtapose the troll roast.
Yeah.
You used to have like 5 comments for the troll roast and then 5 Hall of Fame comments.
I
Weekly.
mean, I
Hall
haven't been here all that long, but Ronald, man, he might get my vote
of-
from that last time. Ronald.
Oh, Ron.
Ron, yeah, I call him Ronald. We
Yeah.
have a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, do you? Have you been dancing with him?
Sharing dance tips,
Oh, yeah.
singing in the rain.
Yeah, this is everyone. Pale Moonlight, baby. Me and Ron.
Danny King since Bing Crosby danced with Danny effing K.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Holy.
Where's
Ship and high transit.
Yeah,
Where's
ship
the-
and high transit.
Where's the Tylenol?
Awesome. Well, I don't have anything else.
Yeah, let's mention the Patreon and then we'll bounce.
All right, I'll get the chat turned off here.
BJ, you got anything else, man? You want to talk about before we jet?
No, I just I appreciate people being nice to me. I've only been here a few times, and everybody seems to be really nice in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I probably don't deserve it all the time, but I really do appreciate it. And thanks everybody, and glad to be here when I can.
I'm glad you're doing this with us.
Yeah,
It's
me
fun.
too.
It's
And
fun.
everybody else is too. Everybody really digs, having you here and having this sort of measured, more critical eye juxtaposition, to Nick and I's like zaniness, our free.
Believe everything I hear.
Yeah, and me, I'm
Ness-
just guns
Ness.
blazing on everything that
You
I
know?
can do to get us canceled.
And Big Brother's more skeptical.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool energy, and
He knows how to
everybody
make
loves
us laugh.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you're a good sport.
Of course,
Yeah,
that's my pleasure and my honor.
it's fun,
Thank
man.
You bet.
We love having our eldest brother here. It's really cool.
Yeah.
BJ rocks.
Thanks.
So,
There's no exclusive content with BJ, but we need to make some.
oh, that would be
What,
fun.
what does that mean?
It means we need to get some exclusive BJ video and put it on the Patreon.
Oh Lord, I know of something, but I'm not sure. I want to open myself up. That kind of
Why not? You already do for the aliens.
Is that the video we made for Joe a while back? We can put that on Patreon. Should I do it, folks? I should do it. Shouldn't I?
no, don't do it.
I don't know what video that is.
Oh, the
I don't care. That was for
Viking
my
and the
son.
lawyer.
That was for my.
Oh,
son.
that was
That was
good.
my son's birthday. So
Yeah,
if you
fair
want to
enough.
do it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was thinking something a little bit younger when I actually thought I was cool and wasn't just like, no, I'm an idiot when I'm doing it.
Oh man. Well, listen, guys. We really appreciate you watching tonight.
Yes.
We do have exclusive content from the guests that we interview. You can head over to patreon.com/the Gosslings or scan that that QR code there on your screen, and that'll take you directly to Patreon. We have multiple levels of servitude support that you can sign up for there. We'd love it. But yeah, you're there are like 4 different levels. The top 3 levels all get the exclusive stuff. The bottom level is just, hey, you're supporting us because you love us. We do put out the monthly schedule of guests at that bottom level, so you can at least get that. But if you want the exclusive stuff, do one of the top 3 levels, and you'll get that exclusive interview that we have just with our guests that we don't put on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's where we can talk about some things that would trigger the YouTube's community guidelines, censorship. We can get around that by just putting that on Patreon for you guys. So go over to patreon.com/the Gosslings.
Yeah.
And take the mark. Take
That's
the mark.
right. Yep. Take the stamp. Oh, the good thing about it too is you also get some swag. You get,
That's true.
usually like a sticker and a mug, and then depending on what level you're at, you get signed copies of like Nick and I's books.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I think there's like there's discounts on merchandise as well, and then access to at least one Patreon exclusive T-shirt that we designed. So
Nice.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
make those in 3X.
Do they?
I'll have to.
Yeah.
That's the
ask.
problem. I can't get any else stuff because you don't make it in 3X.
Yeah, we need to talk about.
We need to find another company.
Yeah, we really do.
And it's funny. We price the stuff so low, like so close to the cost of the thing, that we actually
We don't even make anything on it.
Well, we don't. But Gabriel Bello clued us into like we price it so low you actually can't use the discounts that we give you because it cuts. Into
We're gonna
the
find a
cost
different
of
provider. We're gonna find a different
like,
provider
oh
for
my
that
gosh,
stuff. Yeah.
they're super expensive. So I say that they're not like exorbitantly expensive, but there are probably some better options out there. We're trying to figure it out, but
We'll find something.
but we've designed some awesome stuff. I mean, like the t-shirts and like the beanies and the bags and like all the cool stuff with the logos on it. It's pretty rad. But anyways, the Patreon is a great way to support us. We put all that money sort of back into the channel. It's why we have the second camera with the splitter. We have the ring light now. I think the stream deck.
See the ring light? Let me get in my glasses. There you go. See
keyboard.
it in my glasses?
Yeah.
That's a ring light.
So all that
I'm
stuff.
big time now. 45-year-old dork.
They just entered the 4th dimension.
Yeah, they shouldn't have-
I said nothing. Nope.
All right.
That's what she said.
That's all. That's what she said. All right, I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else.
No.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Great quiz, by the way. Thank you for letting
Thanks,
thanks for letting my homeschool show.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I like doing the subjective, goofy stuff because it just gives an opportunity for banter.
Yeah.
Makes it funny.
Yeah. Next
So-
time it's gonna be my turn. Yeah. I'll have to think of maybe we should do one for Beach. Do a
That'd be
quiz just
fun.
for BJ.
Yes, dude, that'd be awesome.
80s movies.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know.
Well, you can do 80s movies as long as they're, they got guns and explosions. And all that
Nice.
stuff in them, yeah.
Okay.
Some Die Hard.
Yeah.
You
You
don't
know.
mess around with movie watching. None of this rom-com nonsense.
Yeah.
Chicago albums.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah.
there's only a few. Well, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
80s music I could probably do.
Yeah. Music movies. Yeah. We'll come up with something. I'll come
Nice.
up with something. I might do two. I
Um,
might do one for each of you.
That'd be fun.
My wheels are
Split it
turning
in
now.
half.
I'd rather
Yeah.
movies than music. I get a lot of music.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Books. You want to do books?
I could do books.
Yeah.
For you? Oh, you mean talk about our books? I'm not going to talk about a book. You can talk about yours if you want.
Yeah.
Mine's not ready to talk about yet.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. You got your new one.
Yep.
Do we have a QR code for this guy?
You know what? I'll load one for you.
Thanks.
Hold on a sec here.
I might have to write a book about some of my evidence.
I think you should. I think you absolutely should. Oh man, the man of perdition.
I can get some evidence. I'm a good apologist.
Yeah, and that's kind of how we do. We have a great idea and we want it to work, so we just go find all the evidence to back it up.
Absolutely.
Evolution. Anyway. And here we go, Jonathan. Your book.
All right, sweet. So I wrote a 7-novel series about the wars between the angels.
There we go.
It's called Heavenly Realms, and the QR code for the first book is on your screen right now. It's called Heavenly Realms: Empyrean Falling. This is about the war in heaven and the fall of Lucifer and his 1/3 of fallen angels. Michael the Archangel is kind of the protagonist. It is Christian angelic war fantasy. So 7-novel series, and this is the first book. You got a nice little glossary in the back to help with a lot of terms. I had to tell Gabe about that because he got a copy like 2 weeks ago. I was like, dude, it's okay. Like, there's a glossary in the back with a bunch of terms in it.
Yeah.
That's some of the coolest artwork on a book.
I know, right?
I've ever seen.
Isn't that
This
great?
cover is so awesome. I lucked out.
Well, all your stuff is gorgeous.
Well, I appreciate that.
Awesome. Cover's awesome. Now, what's inside the cover?
Yeah, I always tell
Piece, it's
people.
great.
I always tell people too, like, if you don't like it, then if you like it, if you've already bought it and you like it, leave a review on Amazon because, dude, that helps us out tremendously. Whenever people leave reviews.
Yes.
So, like, and it's available in paperback, ebook, and audiobook, narrated by Adam Burrell, who sounds like Snape from Harry Potter.
He does.
He's
Endless
awesome.
amounts of research and effort.
There was, yeah. I
Into
spent a
that
lot of
series.
time researching.
That series, yeah.
I spent a lot of time researching ancient warfare tactics,
Mhm.
actually, ancient and medieval warfare
Yeah.
tactics, surprisingly enough. So, but if you don't like it, then it makes excellent fire starting material, or you could use the cover as a target on your range.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because it kind of looks like a target. So, yeah. And then here's the second book. This is Heavenly Realms, Grey Aegis.
That's a good one.
This is about an angel who falls and then goes on a quest for redemption. So, I don't know if I have anything.
Those look like rooms coming out of them.
They are, yeah. So the Book of Raziel is a sort of a MacGuffin in this book.
Okay.
The Book of Raziel is known as the Book of Mysteries. Raziel is this angel who, in yes, that's right.
Yep, I know.
Yeah.
I know a little Viking.
Nice. Look at
All right.
you.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I won't read anything. We gotta go. But yeah, check out either of these, and you don't have to read this one in order to read this one. This one takes place in present day. This one takes place right after Adam and Eve's creation. and this one takes place in heaven. This one takes place on Earth. So it jumps forward to modern day. It does help. Like, the impact is a little bit better. If you've read the first one, you'll appreciate the conceit of this one a little bit more. But it's not necessary. I didn't want you guys to, when I wrote these books, I didn't want you to be committed. I love the Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time
Wheel of
series.
Time. Yep.
Wheel of Time is such a cool
Season 2 is
series.
coming out too.
Yeah. But the thing about Wheel of Time is you have to be pot committed to it, right? Like, it's like there are 14 or 16 books. They're all like 700 pages long. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to create episodic, overarching books. So each book tells a self-contained story.
Yeah, that's the best.
It has its own.
I like
Each
that.
book has its own story arc.
Right. So that if you get to the end of book one, if you get to the end of Empyrean Falling and you're like, ah, this is good. I'm full. I'm all angeled up. I'm done. Then you're not like, it's not like you don't have closure. You have
Yep.
closure.
That's good.
And then if you read,
Yeah.
I didn't want to like hook, line, and sinker an audience into having to buy all 7 books to get,
Yeah, yeah.
If you want the full story, then yeah, absolutely. But if you read book 2, this book has closure. And when you get to the end of this book, if you're like, yeah, I'm good, then like you can stop. If you want to go to book 3, which actually takes place in between these two, and actually happens during the time of the flood, and it talks about the Nephilim and the Grigori, and the fall of the Watchers.
That's
and
Sturm and Drang, right?
Sturm and Drang is book 3.
Yeah.
And that also actually works as sort of a prequel to some pretty pivotal relationships in this one. Then you could do that as well, and that book has an ending. So I just wanted to create it kind of episodic so that, to treat my audience with as much fairness as possible.
Yeah. Nice.
So,
Nice.
anyways, they're a lot of fun. I spent a lot of time working on them. They are fiction. They are fantasy fiction, so don't take them as gospel or anything. But I also don't think they violate anything in the Bible, because when you really pare it down, you can probably only really nail down 3 or maybe 4 ironclad biblical truths about angels. Pretty much everything,
As far as like actual accounts of angels,
And-
not visions, but like angels interacting.
well, what you could like really say about the angels based off of their appearances in the Bible really boil down to like 3 or 4 things. Everything else is pretty much all conjecture and interpolation. There's like a whole cosmology that's built off of a few seeds of facts about the angels, what we know. So it's like people get uptight.
They do.
It's like, dude, it's a story, fictional characters. I mean, Michael and Gabriel and Lucifer and Satan are all real, but outside of that,
Basically, what he's saying is, if you question his salvation now, wait till you read the book.
wait till you read Heavenly Realms. Then you're really gonna hate me. Yeah, yeah. If you
How
love it, leave a
Dare
review.
you think outside the box?
If you don't love it, shut up.
That's what Derek Gilbert loved about the books.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You know?
Derek Gilbert did love the books.
Yeah.
He enjoyed them. He's read a few. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, no one scanned the QR code, so I'm not going to make everybody be tortured about it. But,
Okay, well,
it's
let me
there.
put it away.
and I
Put
will
it back in the
I
drawer.
will always take an opportunity to pimp my wares.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us tonight. We will
thank
see you next Sunday, where we play our episode with Uncle Steve. Actually,
Yes.
Yep.
Stephen Pressfield. Fireside Chats with Uncle Steve. We talked to Stephen Pressfield about a handful of things. We had an awesome Patreon exclusive segment that is
Yes.
definitely worth checking out. And you get early access. Like all the stuff, like the Starlink stuff, I posted that to the Patreon yesterday.
Yep.
The Pressfield interview, even though we recorded it last week, I think, Nick, you posted it that Sunday.
Yeah.
That same night.
that night. Yeah.
You get early access to all that stuff with the exclusive Patreon only material that we have to keep there because it would get us in trouble here. And I'm trying to remember some of the topics we covered with Steve this time. Because I know last time we talked about the Fool's Cap method.
Yeah, we talked about the wilderness a lot.
The wilderness. That's he's been doing an awesome series on Instagram about the wilderness, and it's been really, really motivational. So, and he has a new book coming out.
He does.
Yeah. So, anyways, check us out at 6 p.m. Next Sunday when we will air our interview with Stephen Pressfield, our quarterly fireside chat with Uncle Steve. Until then, I'm Jonathan. Luciferian.
And I'm Nick.
I'm your Huckleberry.
And I'm the big brother, the beach.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
That one's for you.
Nice.
And we are the Goslings. Go forth.
And strike down the mother darkness.
Vertical punch.